Football's ultimate defender, making Messi run scared. Like, share and subscribe. Episode 31. Liverpool panicked after receiving a £100 million offer. Chenmo owes Dembele an apology. Negative emotion value from Adrian, plus 760. Negative emotion value from Moyes, plus 632. At the moment of the goal, Chenmo ran to the stands where Liverpool fans were. At the same time, the system prompt sound came in his mind. The opponent's goalkeeper and head coach gave Chenmo rewards. Mo. Liverpool fans cheered wildly. The corner kick scored directly. Or the arc of the outside of the foot. The fans' adrenaline burst wildly. Facing the running Chenmo, the fans rushed forward and rushed to the edge of the stands. Facing Chenmo on the slide rail, they raised their hands high and shouted Chenmo's name. Worship Chenmo. The next second, the running Liverpool players joined the celebration. Easily knocked Chenmo to the ground. F***K. Don't press. F***K. Whose hands are dishonest? Chenmo at the bottom wailed. Coaching area. Klopp was so excited that he slid to his knees. I didn't expect it. Chenmo could actually score directly with an outside instep arc shot. It was a surprise. A huge surprise. Klopp felt like he was opening a blind box when it came to Chenmo. Every game gave him a huge surprise. This was only the third game. He was so surprised that he almost fainted. Treasure player. Absolute treasure player. But before Klopp's excitement was over, the assistant coach's words calmed Klopp down instantly. Mo, with such performance, we must let the club take action quickly. There are many big clubs coming today. Even Manchester United has come. They are all eyeing Mo. These words were like cold water, which made Klopp feel cold. He asked quickly. We must renew the contract quickly. Klopp nodded heavily. He decided to find Edwards after the game. Chenmo must be kept. But he didn't know. Edwards was more anxious than him now. Because he had noticed it. Abramovich and Mr. Zhang, their eyes were red. Staring at Chenmo. It was like looking at their prey. Mr. Edwards, I think you can consider it. Inter Milan is willing to. Edwards. One price. £80 million. Sell him to Chelsea. Abramovich interrupted Mr. Zhang. He is rich. Not polite at all. Half a season. You didn't spend any money and made a net profit of £80 million. It is definitely a good deal. For Abramovich. 80 million is definitely not expensive. The key is that he already has Kanté and Hazard. As long as Chenmo is taken. Chelsea's midfield is the strongest midfield in the world. The ability to intercept, defend and intercept is the best in the world. There is organized passing and dribbling attack. Chelsea can dominate Europe and establish the Chelsea dynasty. £80 million is definitely not expensive. Moreover, the commercial value of Chenmo is full of potential. Edwards refused. But before he finished speaking, his assistant hurried over. Sir, Atletico Madrid called, they want to talk to you about Mo. Hearing this, Edwards' face turned black. I don't have time. He refused, without hesitation. And said to the assistant, I don't have time for any club's call to talk about Mo. Tell them. Mo is not for sale. Liverpool will not ruin its future. It was a double entendre. Not only was he instructing his assistant, but he was also telling Abramovich and Zhang Zong. But at this moment, the door was knocked. Manchester City's CEO walked in. Behind him was the sports director of Paris Saint-Germain. Mr. Edwards, we Manchester City can offer £90 million to buy out Mo in the summer window. £100 million. We Paris Saint-Germain are willing to offer £100 million. The sports director of Paris Saint-Germain followed closely. The sponsors of the two clubs are quite at odds with each other. And they are both very rich. Now they are competing directly. Edwards frowned, cursing these guys in his heart. Why use dirty money to insult football? Is it great to be rich? I hope the boss can think it over. If Mo doesn't renew his contract, these guys will waive checks and take him away easily. After all, every player wants money. On the other side, Mendes' phone was blown up. What? You are Atletico? Are you interested in Mo? Paris boss? Hello, Mr. Nasser? What did you say? You want to know about Mo? Ronaldo wants it too? I am Mendes. Bayern? Do you want to know about Ronaldo? No? You want to know about Mo? You Barcelona still have the nerve to call? You forced Mo to terminate the contract at the beginning? What did Mo do wrong? Now you want Mo to go back? Why go back and continue to be a sacrifice for you? The game ended 3 o'clock. The last goal was in the stoppage time of the game. Chenmo passed the ball through the West Ham United defense. Salah sneaked in and scored a goal. Chenmo once again won the Man of the Match trophy. 2 assists and 1 goal. 10 steals and 18 interceptions. His performance is still enough to shock the world. At the post-match press conference, West Ham United coach Moyes spread his hands helplessly. This is a victory for one person. Mo alone has limited our tactics. He will definitely become a golden ball player with a historical price. This year's golden boy selection, Mo must be a strong contender. Klopp's mouth was grinning to the back of his head. He praised Chenmo without reservation. Mo is not just a defensive midfielder. He is a core player. He can play defensive midfielder, attacking midfielder, central defender, sideback, false striker. Even center forward. His bounce is enough to make him a top center forward. I would like to call him all around. Champions League? We are very confident that we can go further in the Champions League. Barcelona has nothing to fear from us. I am determined to eliminate Barcelona. The Champions League draw has been released. In the round of 16, Barcelona played against Liverpool. This was different from what Chenmo remembered, probably because of the butterfly effect brought by his rebirth. The first game was against Barcelona. It was Chen Mo's old club. Klopp was not worried. 3 consecutive best players. Liverpool supernova shines in the Premier League. Moyes, one man's victory. He will be the golden ball winner. He will be the strongest competitor for the golden boy. Klopp, the golden boy, is none other than him. The first game of the Champions League is against Barcelona. Klopp said he is not afraid. Against Barcelona. Klopp said Liverpool can advance. Champions League is coming. Liverpool supernova faces his old club. Liverpool supernova fired by Barcelona. Liverpool supernova. Barcelona thugs? Chenmo refused to answer questions about Barcelona's Dembele. Inventory of the grudges between the 2-inch. La Masia scum. Still owes Dembele an apology. Episode 32. Negative public opinion is overwhelming. The truth is revealed, and Barcelona executives are dumbfounded. The team was disbanded. Salah, Main, and Chenmo took Salah's luxury car and went home together. The 3 of them lived in the same area. The distance was no more than 300 meters. So the 3 of them often walked together. Then the 3 of them had dinner together. They practiced together in the small stadium at Chen Mo's home, and then they went home separately. After taking a shower, Chenmo couldn't wait to open the system. But the result was very disappointing. Negative emotion value, 4,669 points. After a game against West Ham United, he didn't collect much negative emotion value. Chenmo was a little helpless. His performance was too good recently, so the opponents would put their psychological expectations very low when facing him. This made it difficult to generate negative emotion value. As the saying goes, people are afraid of being famous and pigs are afraid of being fat. He can understand it too. As his fame grows, his status in football becomes higher and higher, and his strength becomes stronger and stronger. It will become more and more difficult to collect negative emotion value. The opponent will gradually develop a kind of idea that it is reasonable to be abused by Chenmo. Just like some players now, facing Ronaldo and Messi's easy breakthrough, there is no fluctuation in their hearts. Instead, they feel normal. Bad mood. Chenmo exited the system and decisively chose to get out of bed and continue to practice. Even if the practice can't provide too much strength growth, it is better than sitting back and eating nothing. Fly legs are also meat. Improve as much as you can. At the same time, the media are also busy. Various reports emerge in an endless stream. It can be regarded as a warm-up for the Champions League game that will start. Liverpool versus Barcelona. Coutinho has to transfer in the winter window and betray Liverpool to Barcelona. Let the relationship between the two families be irreconcilable. There is also Chenmo, a superstar, who comes from Barcelona's youth training. The key is that Chenmo was forced to terminate the contract by Barcelona. Dembele, who has played against Barcelona. This makes the two families even more incompatible. The opposition is very obvious. The media is also willing to establish this opposition. Naturally, it is unceremoniously fueled. It would be better if the two families were beaten to a pulp so that they can make a lot of money by chasing hot spots. But it is obvious. The direction of public opinion has gradually changed. It seems that someone is fanning the flames and is obviously targeting Chenmo. The wind direction is very weak for Chenmo. Various details of Chenmo's forced termination of the contract have been dug out. Other media followed suit. Details of Chenmo beating Dembele, refusing the club's mediation, not apologizing to Dembele, and finally being forced to terminate the contract by the club were dug out. There were even screenshots of Chenmo beating Dembele in the report. Although it is blurry. But it seems very convincing. Some people on the internet began to denounce Chenmo. Some media followed suit and put up the title that Chenmo owed Dembele an apology. Especially some Tottenham fans. Crazy appeals to the English Football Association and UEFA, demanding that Chenmo be banned. Just like Son Heung-min. Chenmo's agent Mendes noticed something was wrong at the first time. He immediately used his connections to investigate. At the same time, he called the team together and formulated a counterattack plan. He was not worried at all about the unfavorable public opinion against Chenmo. With the evidence in hand, it was enough to completely turn the tables. But he had to find out who the opponent was first. He actually messed with his own players, thinking that Mendes was dead? Boss. We found out. The media that started the trend came from Barcelona. We bribed the management of those media. They revealed that it was the Barcelona executives who gave the money. The answer given by the assistant made Mendes' face completely gloomy. Barcelona took the initiative to contact him and wanted to sign Chenmo back to Barcelona. He knew Chenmo's character, so he directly refused to go back on behalf of Chenmo. This is because the Barcelona executives saw that Chenmo could not go back to work for them, so they planned to destroy Chenmo directly with public opinion. They can really do such a thing. Think about the past in order to drive Ronaldinho away. They bought the media to report Ronaldinho's negative news, crazily. Not to mention. In the future, Messi will be hit hard without hesitation. Fight back. Publish the truth. Publish the recording of my communication with Barcelona executives. Also find the media to expose the fact that Barcelona hired the media. The next day. The media was even crazier. Public opinion exploded directly. All kinds of reports were flying all over the sky. Publish the truth. Dembele made the first move. The ugly faces of Barcelona executives. Sacrifice the young player. Preserve Dembele only because he is more talented. Revelation. Barcelona executives bribed the media to discredit young player Chenmo. Bullying the young player. Forced termination and expulsion. La Masia youth training is not important. Liverpool superstar is vindicated. We owe Chenmo an apology. Dembele owes Chenmo an apology. As soon as Mendes made a move, the direction of public opinion changed instantly. Those who originally attacked Chenmo turned their guns and began to target Dembele. Especially Barcelona fans. They were completely kept in the dark, and now they know the truth. They were furious and indignant. Club members even want to hold a shareholders' meeting to impeach and remove Barcelona executives. For them, Chenmo is a legitimate La Masia youth training product, a true family child. As a result, their own club actually kicked out their youth training gem for an outsider from Gaul. They turned black and white and helped outsiders bully their own children. The key is that this outsider spent more than 100 million, and when he arrived at Barcelona, he started to play badly, and was injured all day playing games at home. Their own children who were bullied and kicked out, on the contrary, showed world-class performance in Liverpool. It would be strange if Barcelona fans could accept it. What made them even more angry was that the Barcelona executives knew their mistakes but did not correct them, and even asked the media to discredit the young players produced by their own youth training. They treated their fans like monkeys. This is intolerable. Some fans ran directly to Gamber City to protest with banners. Bang. In the office. Da Xiong saw the protesting fans outside from the window, and faced a burst of management anger and slammed the table. What do you do? The training video was leaked as an excuse? The hiring of the media was also exposed? If you can't do such a small thing, what else can you do? He was so angry that he cursed. No wonder he lost control of his emotions. Now he is in a hurry. Barcelona members are preparing to impeach him. If there is no way to solve this matter, he will definitely leave the position of club boss. The key is that if someone has not had time to settle the accounts, they will definitely be discovered by the successor. By then, he might have to go to jail. How can he not be anxious? The senior executives looked at each other, and no one dared to stand up and speak. But they were cursing in their hearts. The culprit of everything is the angry boss in front of him. Now the truth is revealed. It is obvious that they want to convict them. Who would be happy? Episode 33. Renewing contract with Liverpool, 200 million man. Dembele wants gorgeous revenge. Barcelona's top management reacted quickly. The club's public relations department quickly issued an announcement. It ended with the dismissal of the sports director. But public opinion was not calmed down. Many people understand. The dismissed sports director was the scapegoat thrown out. So those angry Barcelona members did not give up and still organized the impeachment and removal of Da Xiong. Da Xiong was exhausted. He could only try his best to stabilize those members. He also made a lot of promises. For example, after the end of the season, Chenmo would be bought back from Liverpool and Dembele would be dealt with at the same time. Find a way to sell people. This calmed the members' dissatisfaction. But before Barcelona took action, a piece of news came. Mendes went to Liverpool. Met with sports director Edwards. The two sides began negotiations on Chen Mo's contract renewal. Because there was news. Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, Chelsea, Manchester United, Manchester City, Bayern, and Paris Saint-Germain all expressed their intentions for Chen Mo. Want to take Chen Mo away in the summer window? Several wealthy clubs have already made offers. The offer has reached more than £100 million. The Fenway Group behind Liverpool can no longer sit still. Started to negotiate a contract extension with Mendes. Mendes understands Chen Mo's ideas and agrees with Chen Mo's career plan. Expressed his impression of Chen Mo's contract renewal to Edwards. However, the two sides did not reach an agreement on Chen Mo's treatment at the first time. Mendes wants to fight for the Premier League's top salary for Chen Mo. But Edwards can't give a weekly salary of £230,000. Liverpool is not Manchester City. There is no oil father. Giving such a high salary will destroy the salary structure of the team. Edwards can only try his best to lower the price. He is only willing to give the team's top salary of £200,000 per week. But he can make up for it from goal bonuses, winning bonuses, and championship bonuses. In addition, Mendes requires that the contract clearly state that a penalty clause must be established. Every player in the La Liga will have a clear penalty clause. But the Premier League does not require it. Therefore, there is no clear penalty clause in most Premier League player contracts. This greatly increases the convenience for the club. This is also why the transfer fee in the Premier League is high and the players are expensive. It is not only because of the household registration book, but also because the penalty is not clear, and the club can raise the price. Mendes asked for this clause. The reason is mainly for Chen Mo's future consideration. Although Liverpool is a wealthy club, it is not the top after all. Mendes still has the idea of operating Chen Mo to play in Real Madrid in the future, copying the operation of Ronaldo's transfer from Manchester United to Real Madrid. Edwards does not want to set up this clause. In this way, it can ensure that the club does not let Chen Mo go and Chen Mo cannot transfer. The purpose is to keep Chen Mo in Liverpool. The two sides communicated for 2 days. Finally, the terms were finalized. £200,000 weekly salary. £10,000 for goal bonus. £5,000 for assist bonus. £10,000 for winning. £100,000 for Premier League champion. £500,000 for Champions League champion. £50,000 for FA Cup champion. The League Cup champion will receive a bonus of £30,000. In addition, Edwards ultimately failed to convince Mendes and agreed to set up a clear penalty clause. €200 million in penalty clauses. After the contract was finalized. Accompanied by Mendes, Chenmo once again came to the conference room where he signed the contract a few months ago. The moment Chenmo signed, Edwards also breathed a sigh of relief. The contract extension was not completed. He always felt that Chenmo would be taken away. As for the €200 million in termination fees, it was enough to ensure his peace of mind. After all, none of the major clubs now can come up with €200 million without violating the Financial Fair Play Act. Even Paris Saint-Germain, Manchester City. Mo, do well. I am very much looking forward to you leading Liverpool to rebuild the past glory. He shook Chen Mo's hand enthusiastically. I will. Chenmo nodded heavily. There was a burst of complaints in his heart. Even without me, Liverpool can rebuild its glory. After saying goodbye to Mendes and Edwards, Chenmo quickly returned to the conference room of the training base. Klopp will hold a tactical meeting against Barcelona in a while. Hey! Isn't this our Mr. 200 million? 200 million euros release clause. You are really valuable now. I want to sell you for money. As soon as he entered the meeting room, Chenmo was immediately teased by Salah and Van Dijk. Maine was still shy and gave Chenmo a smile. Congratulations. Let's work together in the future and win more championships. Chenmo smiled and nodded, then started to play with Van Dijk and Salah. Arnold was envious. Chenmo had just arrived not long ago, and he got the team's highest salary in just 3 games, with a release clause of 200 million euros. People are better than people. I only have a weekly salary of 80,000, and my worth is less than 60 million euros. The key is that I have played well for half a season. I was not dissatisfied with Chenmo. On the contrary, he was very convinced that Chenmo could get these. It's just some simple envy. Liverpool moves quickly to renew the contract of Super New star. The highest salary in the team. Supernova renews contract for 5 years. Fans can rest assured. Chenmo successfully renewed his contract. 200 million euros in liquidated damages. The 200 million man is born. Transfermarkt announces the latest player value. Chenmo is worth 70 million euros. Heartbroken by Barcelona. Chenmo chooses to renew his contract and refuses to return to Camp Nou. Chen Mo's contract renewal has made the situation in Barcelona, which has just stabilized, become volatile again. The members are fine. The 200 million euros in liquidated damages are not too much. Now Barcelona, which is rich and powerful, can afford it. The Big Bear also made a promise, and they are willing to believe the other party once. If they don't fulfill it, they will naturally make him look bad. But the fans don't understand the situation. Everyone thinks it's because of Dembele. The bullying of the top management led to Lamania having a child. He was heartbroken and chose to renew his contract and didn't want to go home. They decided to do something. The top management can't be contacted. Dembele became their target. Some people began to block Dembele in groups. Someone ran to the door of Dembele's house and pulled a banner. Denounce the other party. Call Dembele a cancer. Some extreme people even mailed bullets to Dembele and threatened him with death. But Dembele was so scared that he quickly hired a large number of bodyguards. Usually they protect him and escort him to the training base. However, even with the protection of bodyguards, the fans at the gate of the training base did not give him a good time. The rotten egg smashed Dembele's car and made it smell bad. Dembele in the car was so angry that he gnashed his teeth. His fists turned white. Everything is Chenmo. It's all Chenmo's fault. It's because of him that he was targeted and had to face these things. He must teach Chenmo a lesson. He must take gorgeous revenge on Chenmo in the Champions League. Let Barcelona fans know that they are more valuable than Chenmo. The club bullied Chenmo for itself, and it is definitely the right choice to kick Chenmo out. Episode 34. The Barcelona coach is worried. Yossi supports Deng Z. Barcelona. Training base. In the head coach's office. Smoke filled the air. Valverde held a cigarette in his hand, staring at the tactical board with a frown. The Champions League is coming soon. He needs to formulate a tactic to face Liverpool. But it worries him. Now Barcelona seems to be in high spirits. Strong soldiers and horses. But only he, as the head coach, knows that Barcelona is just a donkey dung ball with a shiny surface. In fact, the whole team has huge problems. Serious aging. When Enrique took over, there were already such problems. It's just that Enrique changed the tactics at that time. Using the power of MSN, the serious aging of the midfield was solved. And Rakitic was bought to take over Xavi. But in fact, it was still a temporary solution. After he took over, Mayer transferred. MSN disbanded. Dembele was bought at a high price. As a result, he didn't play in the airport game and kept getting injured. Coutinho has played for Liverpool in the Champions League, so he can't play in this Champions League. Fortunately, Dembele can play. But the midfield and the back line have really big problems. The midfield is old. The backline is also old. The decline is quite serious. Facing the strong Liverpool now, it is easy to be dispersed. The key is Klopp's crazy dog tactics and high-pressure pressing will restrain his own tactics to a certain extent. Worry. Especially thinking of Chenmo. Valverde is even more uncomfortable. Chenmo was discovered by him and promoted to the first team. The purpose is to add fresh young power to the midfield. Be able to establish a protection in the midfield. Relieve the pressure on the defenders and increase the strength of the midfield. But who knows? Chenmo was forced to terminate his contract after only one team training match. Compared with Dembele, he still likes Chenmo more. At the beginning, he also tried his best to protect Chenmo. But he is not Guardiola nor Enrique. Even though he is a Barcelona legend, he has almost no influence in the top management. Otherwise, the top management would not have listened to his request to add to the midfield and defense. Still spent hundreds of millions of euros to buy stitches. Alas. Valverde is difficult. He feels that he has a much harder time than other top clubs as head coaches. Soon. The match day is approaching. Both sides held pre-match press conferences. Klopp and Firmino attended. Both sides were asked a lot of questions. Both said they were very confident in facing Barcelona. Firmino finally said, "Mer is like my brother. He is a very good person. I don't understand why Barcelona would treat him like this. This makes Mer very sad. As his brother, I will definitely help my brother get justice." Dembele? He is just expensive. He needs to apologize to Mer. Klopp took over the conversation. "I also think Dembele should apologize to Mer." On the other side, Valverde and Messi were also interviewed at the pre-match press conference. It's just that Valverde didn't choose to answer any questions about Dembele and Chenmo. In fact, he wanted to curse in his heart. He wanted to curse the management. Because appeasing Dembele and sacrificing Chenmo, forcibly terminating Chenmo's contract is simply a foolish act. But he is the head coach of Barcelona, he can't do this. I can't say anything good about Dembele. That guy is late for training, always injured, stays up late playing games, and eats junk food. He is almost fed up. What is unexpected is that Messi actually chose to answer directly. "I think Barcelona fans are not fair to Dembele. The conflict between Dembele and Chenmo is also because Chenmo's defense is disrespectful in training, which makes Dembele irritable. Besides, Dembele didn't hit him, but he hit Dembele instead, so he should apologize. He didn't apologize. He didn't respect his predecessors. The club's termination and dismissal of his contract is not wrong. Dembele has the world's top talent. His future will be more brilliant than Chenmo. So I think we should support Dembele. Don't do anything to hurt him. Because Dembele is now a member of Barcelona. And Chenmo is just a traitor to Barcelona." As soon as the words came out, the whole audience was shocked. Valverde looked at Messi in shock. He didn't understand why Messi said that. Why would he support Dembele? Messi has a grudge against Chenmo? He couldn't help but be a little suspicious. The media below hurriedly began to record. For them, this is definitely big news. But Barcelona's media and pro-Barcelona media are very confused. Even surprised. Chenmo is not a traitor anyway. Chenmo is the victim. But in Messi's mouth, Dembele became the victim? You are the king, but you can't reverse right and wrong, right? Messi always remained calm. He just doesn't like Chenmo. He doesn't know the reason. Maybe it was because he defended himself in the training match that day, which made him fail to break through several times. He was angry but didn't succeed in revenge. There was a breath of anger in his heart. In short, he just didn't like Chenmo. Firmino, "I will seek justice for Mo." Klopp said that Dembele should apologize to Mo. Valverde refused to answer questions about Chenmo and Dembele. Messi supports Dembele. Barcelona traitor. Messi said that Dembele is a member of Barcelona. Public opinion was once again pushed to the forefront. Messi's influence can be imagined. But this statement did not get the headquarters. Even Barcelona fans did not support it. Even though Messi is their king. Some fans even think that Messi's statement was pressured by the club's top management. Some people began to criticize Messi. Messi was also hit by a lot of public opinion. In the end, only the Barcelona top management was happy. Hurry up and add fuel to the fire behind the scenes, and shift all the attention to Messi. And Dembele. After he learned everything, he almost knelt down to Messi, and was so moved that tears came down. Vow to perform well. A gorgeous revenge on Chen Mo, to repay Messi's anger. The news spread back to Dragon Country. Netizens were instantly excited. Some people cursed Messi. Messi? I think it's Yossi. Can you still confuse right and wrong? I really didn't expect it. Messi, you are such a person. It's obviously Dembele's fault, but you still say Dembele is a victim, you are blind. This is where Yossi is not as good as Ronaldo. Yossi, I misjudged you. You don't deserve me to be your fan. Still disrespecting your predecessors? What are you doing? Where did you learn the dregs of culture? Are you a Korean or AB********************? D? Rubbish. Support Chen Mo. Kill Barcelona. Kill Barcelona at the Camp Nou, let Yossi lead his little brother to the bench and get out of the Champions League completely. P.S. All the fans who feed and clothe their parents. Please collect. Please vote for the monthly ticket. Please give me flowers. Please give me some votes. Thank you all. Episode 35. Arrival at Barcelona. Refusing to shake hands, a tense start. The day before the game. The entire Liverpool team arrived in Barcelona. As soon as they left the airport, they were surrounded by a large number of media. Many media wanted to interview Chen Mo about his views on Messi's support for Dembele. But Liverpool had already prepared. The media reporters could not contact Chen Mo at all, and only Liverpool expressed two opinions. Senior? There is no such culture in Europe. I don't know what Messi thinks. But Dembele is more talented than Mo, and I absolutely disagree. After saying that, Klopp did not stop. Turned around and boarded the bus with him. Chen Mo sat on the bus, looking at the reporters below, and couldn't help grinning. Yossi is really good at finding trouble for himself. I didn't mess with you, but you messed with me first? It's really you. The senior has done it. Leo Yossi is worthy of his reputation. You have learned the essence of the things in the nest. No matter what. Chen Mo put on his headphones and started playing songs. People also began to relax. As the bus drove out, suddenly, Arnold, who was sitting next to him, pushed him several times with his hand. What's wrong? Seeing Arnold's surprised look, Chen Mo couldn't help but ask in confusion. Arnold pointed out the window. Look outside. Huh? Chen Mo looked in the direction of his finger. I saw a large number of Barcelona fans outside the window, holding banners in their hands. Mo. Welcome home. You will always be a child of La Masia. We support you. Dembele is smaller than Mo. We don't want Dembele. We only want you. Mo. The pride of La Masia. We will cheer for you at Camp Nou. Eh? Chen Mo was also stunned by the scene. He didn't expect. There were actually Barcelona fans running over to support him. You know, he is about to play for Barcelona. They actually came to support him? But he was also a little moved. Sure enough, the cutest thing is the fans. Since he came from La Masia, Barcelona fans naturally regarded him as one of their own. Even though he was already in Liverpool, Dembele was their player. Maybe they felt that he was wronged, so this scene happened. But no matter what the reason was, they all supported him. Chen Mo was inevitably moved. It seems that he can't celebrate the goal at Camp Nou. Fans choose to respect and support him, even if it is only a small part. Chen Mo will give them great respect. This is called if someone respects me 1 foot, I will respect him 1 foot. Respect is mutual. Mo, you really deserve to die. Suddenly, Arnold's faint voice came. Chen Mo couldn't help but look at Arnold, only to see that the other's eyes were almost red. This scene made him envy him to death. Even in Liverpool, he didn't have such support. You will have it in the future. You will be Liverpool's darling, just like Gerrard once was. Chen Mo patted his shoulder and comforted him. Hearing this, Arnold couldn't help but pursed his lips. I can't compare to Gerrard. He is great. I will never be as great as him. Gerrard has a very high prestige in the eyes of Liverpool fans and Liverpool's young players. He can even be said to be a godlike figure. Liverpool's most difficult time was when Gerrard existed and supported the team with his own strength. TV1. This is TV1 Sports Channel. The upcoming game is the Champions League round of 16, the first leg of Barcelona versus Liverpool. I am the commentator, Zhang Jun. I am Huang Jianxiong. This time the commentator has returned. Huang Jianxiang replaced Zhang Lu to comment on this Champions League game. The game hasn't started yet. The two began to chat. Old Huang, do you know Chen Mo? Zhang Jun asked first. Huang Jianxiang smiled and nodded. Since Chen Mo's sudden rise, I started paying attention to him in the second game against Tottenham. To be honest, I really didn't expect it. Chen Mo is so powerful. The world's top defensive midfielder. Even Kanté is not as capable as him. Hearing this, Zhang Jun laughed. He is a Liverpool fan, and he feels proud to hear others praise Liverpool players. This game is also a focus game. The relationship between the two clubs is not good. Because of Coutinho's transfer, Liverpool and Barcelona are already incompatible. Now there is a conflict between Chenmo and Dembele. This game has been full of gunpowder before it even started. Huang Jianxiang nodded, yes. Barcelona's approach is indeed unfair. A young player from La Masia with a good family background, a Gallic genius who was dug up with a lot of money. The two had a conflict. The incident started because of Dembele, but Barcelona chose to sacrifice Chenmo. Now it seems. The decision of Barcelona's top management is quite abstract. Zhang Jun laughed. Before the game, Messi supported Dembele. Dembele will also start in this game. We will see a wonderful game. Okay. Players from both sides enter the field. Let's introduce the starting lineups of both sides first. First is Barcelona, who are at home. Their head coach Valverde has set up a 442 formation. Goalkeeper, Ter Stegen. Defender, Roberto. Peak. Umtiti. Alba. Midfield, Dembele. Busquets. Rakitic. Iniesta. Forward, Messi. Suarez. Liverpool, who are playing away, have set up a 433 formation. Goalkeeper, Karius. Defender, Arnold. Van Dijk. Lovren. Robertson. Midfield, Chenmo. Post. Sulla. Being able to attack at the same time can also be defensive at the same time. Full attack. Liverpool players behind Dingley were across the same way. He reached out his hand to Dembele. But Dembele took his hand back and refused. This caused dissatisfaction from Van Dijk behind him. He glared at Dembele and passed Dembele. But the next second, Messi also chose to refuse to shake hands with Chenmo. He even glared at Chenmo angrily, as if he was venting his dissatisfaction on him. Chenmo was not happy now. Shame on you. What the hell are you crazy about? He was about to get angry. As a result, Van Dijk came up behind him. He noticed Messi's attitude towards Chenmo, and when he saw Messi holding his hand, he shook it off excitedly. Let go. He glared at Messi angrily. Then, the anger of both sides broke out. The players behind Van Dijk all chose to refuse to shake hands with Dembele and Messi. The result was that Suarez was not happy. He grabbed Van Dijk. Do you have any manners? Let go. Who is Van Dijk afraid of? Can you still bite me? I'll knock your teeth out. Seeing that the two were about to have a verbal conflict, Chenmo quickly grabbed Van Dijk. Forget it. Let the game speak. Suarez was relentless and scolded Chenmo, you traitor. Can you learn to respect your predecessors? You should take care of your teeth first. You biting villain. You didn't meet me, otherwise I would knock your teeth out. Before Chenmo could reply, Wijnaldum responded without any hesitation. Suarez stared with eyes wide open and wanted to eat him. Just a handshake. Both sides were like a powder keg that had been completely ignited. Full of gunpowder. It exploded at the slightest touch. Episode 36. Parents show up to support. Barcelona regrets and is willing to trigger the buyout clause. The handshake session ended without any danger. But the referee was very serious. He had already sensed the tension between the two sides. They were two powder kegs. A little spark. They would explode. This match was not easy to judge. The scale was even more difficult to grasp. For the referee, judging such a match was a huge pressure. He had to control the situation. He also had to grasp the scale of the penalty and let both sides finish the game. Difficult. Very difficult. The players of both sides stood still. The referee came to the center circle with the football. He raised his watch, checked the time and prepared to blow the whistle to start the game. The Camp Nou was boiling. The voices of the fans were very noisy. There were boos. There were cheers. Some people even held banners against Dembele. They were all Barcelona fans. Big Bear is fired, Dembele is gone. Barcelona cancer. Dembele, you are a shame. Don't want Dembele. We must keep silent. La Masia children should not be bullied. I have never seen such a thing in my life. There has never been a fan who targeted his own players at his home stadium. Of course. Later, after Yossi joined Paris Saint-Germain. The players of Paris Saint-Germain often did this. Although the protagonist is not Messi, he can also get familiar with it in advance, so as not to be uncomfortable in Paris Saint-Germain in the future. Shoo. Suddenly, more than 15,000 Liverpool fans who followed the team on the expedition burst into strong boos at the same time. The sound was uniform. Instantly covered other sounds. Penetrated the entire Camp Nou. Just because Coutinho, who was sitting in the stands, appeared on the screen at the scene. Naked traitor. The player that Liverpool fans hate the most now, he can be at the top of the list. In order to join Barcelona, regardless of the team's performance, he stopped training in the winter window to force the club, which affected the team's morale. As a result, Liverpool lost 3 games in a row in the winter points battle and completely lost the qualification to compete for the league championship this season. The team's goal can only be adjusted from competing for the championship to competing for the top 4. Coutinho can be said to be the culprit. How could Liverpool fans not hate him? They wished to tear Coutinho into pieces. Coutinho in the stands was embarrassed instantly. He knew he was in the wrong. He was a little guilty. But he felt that he had done nothing wrong. He wanted to win more honors and the Champions League. He felt that Liverpool couldn't even win the Premier League, let alone the Champions League. Barcelona was in its heyday. Naturally, he wanted to join Barcelona and succeed. Get the honor he wanted. So he felt that he had done nothing wrong and didn't owe Liverpool anything at all. Instead, Liverpool owed him. Without the ability to win more championships, why should he block his way up? Then the camera screen turned again. It was aimed at the box of the VIP stand. Barcelona's senior management, led by Deschamps, was accompanying a couple, and Mendes was also beside them. Chenmo also noticed the picture. He was immediately surprised. Because the couple were his parents. Daddy Chenmo, Mommy Coutinho. Deschamps smiled bitterly. He naturally knew Chenmo and Coutinho. The major shareholder of the 5th largest bank in Europe, the president and CEO of the bank. Coutinho is the darling of the head of the Fruit Tooth financial family, who controls several capital companies and has considerable influence on Wall Street. And he only found out today. These 2 people are actually Chenmo's parents. After learning this news, he was scared out of his wits. He bullied the other party's son so much, and bought off the media to use public opinion to destroy their son. He is simply courting death. If the other party gets angry, the finances of the Barcelona club will be in crisis at the first time. Don't think that selling horses makes a lot of money. But the money has almost been spent. The club gives players top annual salaries. Apart from the club's income, where does the money come from? Naturally, it is from bank loans. The key is that if they want to buy players in the future, they will inevitably take out loans. The bank where Chenmo works is their partner. After thinking about this, Deschamps couldn't help but complain about Chenmo. Tell me, your family is so G rich, why did you come out to play football? Really? Wouldn't it be better to just stay at home and inherit the family business, be a dandy, and spend money all day enjoying yourself? Must you leave home at a young age and suffer in the youth training camp? It's really unnecessary. Son is so handsome. Coutinho looked at her son on the field and shouted excitedly at the field. She hadn't seen Chenmo for a while. So she was very excited. It's just that Chenmo couldn't hear her shouting at all. Jorge, thank you for taking care of my baby son. Don't let him suffer any grievances. After shouting a few times, Coutinho began to pull Mendes to thank him. This is what I should do. Mo is very talented and can become a world-class superstar. I am very optimistic about his future. Mendes said with a smile. From time to time, he looked at Deschamps and saw that he was sweating. He was so happy in his heart. Scare you to death, B********************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************** Cheng and Cortina to watch the game. The purpose was to warn the top management of Barcelona. It was also to let the parents meet their children. Ha ha ha. Chen Cheng couldn't stop laughing when he heard his son being praised. I have always loved football. I wanted to be a professional player when I was young. But unfortunately, he didn't have enough talent. Fortunately, my son has talent. I sent him to La Masia since he was young, thinking that my son could play in my favorite club. What a pity. But it's good now. I'm a Liverpool fan from now on. As soon as Jinqing said this, De Xiong's face turned green. He seemed to see a huge fortune flying in front of him. Regret. Very unwilling. Jorge. De Xiong spoke to Mendez. He wanted to make amends. Everything that happened before was a misunderstanding. It was all because of that damn sports director. We have fired him. And I really regret losing Mo now. He is the youth training gem of La Masia. I don't know if we can talk about it. Barcelona is willing to trigger the €200 million buyout clause and buy Mo back from Liverpool in the summer window. I can guarantee on behalf of the club. Give Mo the Europa League maximum salary. And sell Dembele. Guarantee Mo's position in the Barcelona club. Mendes smiled. He smiled arrogantly. What did you do earlier? Do you regret it now? Trigger the buyout clause and welcome Mo back? Don't even think about whether Mo is willing to come back. It's really a fantasy. What Barcelona did made Mo very sad. So he doesn't want to return to Barcelona, the sad place. He gave a cold reply. When Cortina heard this, she felt even more distressed for her son. Facing the Barcelona club executives who made her son suffer, she also lost her good face. If my son doesn't want to go back, then don't go back. It's just Barcelona. It's just a club. As long as my son is happy, I will let his grandfather buy a big club to sign him and ensure that he can play happily. Chen also nodded slightly, that's right. But my son doesn't want to. If my son is willing, buying a big club is also a good investment. Premier League, La Liga, both good choices. Episode 37. The first battle with Dingzi, who will win? Chen Mo. In the stands. What are the parents talking about? Chen Mo didn't know. He had already shifted his attention to the field. Time is up. Beep. A whistle sounded. The referee signaled the official start of the game. First, Barcelona had the ball. Barcelona did not hold back. After the kickoff, he drove straight into Liverpool's hinterland. Obviously, there was no plan to control the rhythm. He just wanted to fight with real swords and guns. Valverde knew very well. His players were too old. Their physical fitness declined too seriously compared to this. It was only 70 minutes. The player's physical strength would decline. But there were not many cards in his hand for him to play. So he could only end the game before the player's physical strength could not keep up. Determine the score in advance and win the game. Otherwise, the later the time goes, the more passive they will be. Liverpool are all young men in their 20s. They have plenty of physical strength. The main goal is to run endlessly. The bench has sufficient personnel reserves. There are too many cards to play. Barcelona's attack. Suarez kicks off. Barcelona did not choose to test, they directly started the attack. Suarez cooperates with Messi. A beautiful 2-on-1. Get rid of Firmino. Dembele reaches out for the ball. On the field, Dembele quickly moves forward. He reaches out for the ball to Messi, who is holding the ball. He wants to show himself as quickly as possible. Especially, Chenmo is still against him. Messi is also willing to give Dembele a chance to show himself. So the moment he asks him to raise his hand for the ball, he immediately chooses to pass the ball. A straight pass with his face close to the ground. But Chen Mo had expected it. His god-level prediction is not for nothing. The moment Messi passes the ball, he starts instantly and rushes out like a cannonball. He ran in front of Dembele and intercepted the football from the middle. Completed the steal. Messi passes the ball. Beautiful. Chen Mo had anticipated it, completed the prejudgment and started in advance, and completed the interception during the pass. Zhang Jun's voice had not yet fallen. Huang Jianxiong followed closely. From this interception and stealing, it can be fully reflected that Chen Mo has a top-level predictive talent. Just now he started in advance. It seems that he knew that Messi wanted to pass the ball to Dembele. He almost controlled everything. The ball was lost. In an instant, the Barcelona team's attack, which had not yet been fully launched, was instantly stagnant. The players began to retreat one after another. Even Dembele didn't care about disappointment and quickly retreated to his position. Only Messi was left in the front court. He started walking directly. This is the king of Barcelona, who never participates in defense. Go up. Take the ball back. Quick. Valverde was anxious. He rushed out of the bench, came to the coaching area on the sidelines, and yelled wildly at the court. Before playing against Liverpool, he fully studied Liverpool's situation. Chen Mo's performance surprised him. Because the Chenmo in his memory only had top-level predictive ability. Everything else was just average. The success rate of steals, top-level long pass ability, outside instep arc ball, wide field of vision, and even shooting ability. All of them did not exist. It seemed that Chenmo had learned everything overnight. Therefore, Chenmo is now extremely terrifying. Especially after stealing, he immediately made a long pass, launched a threatening pass, and penetrated the opponent's defense to complete the assist. It is necessary to counter-steal Chenmo as soon as Chenmo grabs the ball. Interfere. Even if it will not have much effect on Chenmo. But this is the only way to do it at present. One-on-one marking. Arrange a player to follow Chenmo closely and defend him. It is indeed a way to limit Chenmo. But this does not show it at all. Liverpool is not a weak team. Chenmo is not the only engine. Henderson in the midfield can also organize the attack. He just doesn't have the ability to coordinate assists like Chenmo. But it is still full of threats. And Wijnaldum. He can also dribble forward and has good long-range shooting ability. Not to mention the offensive trident in the front court. Salah, Maine, Firmino can all retreat to organize. If you restrict Chenmo, others will become the explosive point. Therefore, only interference and fighting. Bang. Rakitic rushed towards Chenmo. But Chenmo didn't give him a close chance at all. He chose to pass the ball without hesitation. A soul-stirring outside foot pass. The football drew a beautiful arc in the air. Like a fairy from the sky. Falling towards Firmino in the penalty area. Firmino quickly jumped up and jumped high, and gave the football a violent header. Snap. Ter Stegen fell to the ground quickly. Completed the save. Keep the ball out. Firmino shook his head in regret, but he didn't feel too annoyed, and turned to retreat to his own half. At the same time, he gave Chenmo a thumbs up. Chenmo passed the ball with the outside of his foot. Firmino headed the ball. The header was too straight. Ter Stegen easily took the ball off. Barcelona restarted the attack. Barcelona's pass control is still very threatening. Fast pass. Even if Liverpool fought like a mad dog, it still didn't have much effect. The ball was at Messi's feet again. Henderson quickly stepped up to defend Messi. Messi quickly changed his phase twice. He walked away from Henderson's center, and then suddenly started to break through Henderson. The next second, Dembele reached out for the ball again. Messi passed the ball decisively. This time the pass was not intercepted. Dembele quickly started with the ball. Chenmo quickly took his position and stood in front of Dembele. Messi passes the ball to Dembele. Chenmo, follow up. The first confrontation between Dembele and Chenmo is coming. Let's see who will win in the end. Jean-June became obviously excited. Dembele glanced at Chenmo sharply. Chenmo was as steady as a mountain. He was highly focused. He completely saw through Dembele's fake moves. Dembele dribbled the ball slowly forward. The frequency of his feet kept increasing, and his fake moves became more realistic. He changed direction several times in a row to confuse Chenmo. But Chenmo was always as steady as a mountain. This made Dembele a little anxious. He hated the current situation, as if he had returned to the team training match that day. Chenmo was still as a mountain, and his fake moves were of no use at all. As long as he started to break through, Chenmo would start to act immediately. And he would complete the restriction on himself first. Make his breakthrough futile. Completely suppress himself. Could it be that he really couldn't break through Chenmo? Could he really not compare to Chenmo? No. He was not convinced. He had to prove himself at Camp Nou. Dembele was a genius 10,000 times stronger than Chenmo. After another fake move, he chose to force a breakthrough from Chenmo's right side. He kicked a bicycle. The football was kicked to Chenmo's left side. The next second, he touched the ball quickly with his right foot and threw a bull's tail. The football rushed to Chenmo's right side. Dembele's left leg suddenly pushed the ground with force. Chenmo had already seen through his idea and everything was under control. Moved quickly to the left. But the next second. Ah! A scream suddenly came out. Dembele didn't run at all, but fell directly to the ground. He fell naked in front of Chenmo. Chenmo looked at Dembele lying on the ground, holding his thigh and wailing. His brain was red and white. Who am I? Where am I? Why is this guy lying on the ground all of a sudden? I didn't touch him. Is anyone in charge? Is this a scam that happened during a formal competition? Episode 38. 3 months of recovery, 10 minutes of endurance. A clown-like departure. The entire Camp Nou stadium. It seemed to be quiet because of the shrill screams. Everyone turned their eyes to the stadium and to Dembele. The camera was broadcasting. I saw Dembele lying on the ground. Chenmo, who was 1 meter away from him, was also completely stunned. His eyes were full of confusion and doubt. There was even a trace of panic. It was as if he was suddenly hit by a scam on the street. Beep. The referee quickly blew the whistle for the game, ran quickly to Dembele, and signaled the team doctor to come on the court. Barcelona players rushed to the referee one after another. Messi, who was closest to Dembele, rushed to Chenmo angrily. Thug. What did you do? Your filthiness has tarnished football. Hearing Messi's roar, Chenmo really wanted to curse. Is the world changing so fast now? Are there groups of scammers playing football? I didn't do anything. 1 meter away from the opponent, let alone physical confrontation, there was no contact with body hair. He suddenly lay down and screamed, "Can this be blamed on me? Eyes are decorations? What are you talking about? Are you blind? You didn't wear contact lenses? The distance is almost a galaxy away. Does this have anything to do with Mo? We are here to play the game, not to run all the way here for you to touch us." Liverpool players also ran up one after another. Wijnaldum responded to Messi without hesitation. The referee was the same. Barcelona players didn't care at all. They asked the referee to give Chenmo a red card. They insisted that Dembele was fouled maliciously by Chenmo. Henderson kept negotiating with the referee. Calm down. Calm down. My eyes are not decorations. The referee kept pressing his hands on the players. Iniesta ran to Dembele and asked him about his condition. After confirming with the team doctor that the opponent was really injured, he sighed helplessly. He stood up and made a substitution gesture to Valverde on the sidelines. Valverde, who was nervously watching the field, saw this gesture and wanted to curse in an instant. He saw it clearly. There was no physical confrontation at all. The two were 1 meter apart, and it was impossible to foul. Dembele was completely accelerating, trying to force a breakthrough through Chenmo. In the end, he didn't accelerate. He just started. Then he lay on the ground. The team doctor made a judgment. Thigh muscle strain. Valverde kicked the water bottle on the sidelines in anger. Substitution. Paulinho. You go up. Play 433. Tell Iniesta to move to the front midfielder position before his position. He gave the order in a rage. He sat on the bench and gritted his teeth. Dembele, Dembele. You still want to prove your worth, tell the fans that it's worth sacrificing Chenmo because of you. That's it? I gave you a chance, but you're useless. A gorgeous revenge, just 10 minutes into the game, G shitted me. Mud can't be used to stick to the wall. What on earth was the management thinking, getting such a jerk, and forcibly terminating Chenmo's contract? I don't understand. He doesn't understand at all. The substitution was completed on the sidelines. Dembele was carried away by the team doctor on a stretcher. He probably knew that he had shit, and he was too embarrassed to see anyone, so he covered his face with both hands. He lay on the stretcher and observed the fans' reactions through his fingers. His indignant face, he wanted to tear him to pieces on the field. The boos all over the sky showed the fans' attitude towards him. It's over. This is really over. He couldn't help but wail in his heart. From Dembele's negative emotion value plus 1,329. The sudden reminder sound in his mind made Chenmo stunned. Damn. You don't live up to your expectations and embarrass yourself in front of 100,000 people. Can you blame me? Chenmo didn't understand. But it doesn't matter if he can receive negative emotion value. Otherwise, he would have to argue with Dembele. He didn't argue. But the head coach argued a lot. Peak excitedly made a gesture of playing cards towards the referee. Red card. Violent foul. Causing our players to be injured. Isn't it worth a red card? His roar made Chenmo couldn't help but admire his ability to lie with his eyes open. How can people be so shameless? The key is that the Barcelona players next to him actually agreed. Suarez was even more anxious and complained. Are all the Barcelona players blind? Beep. Suddenly a whistle sounded. The referee took out a yellow card and pointed it at Peak. Then he gave another one to Suarez. There is no foul. I saw it clearly. There was no contact between the two, and the distance was more than 1 meter. If you continue to make trouble, I can only send you off the field. Fortunately, the referee is not blind. He gave a strong warning to the Barcelona players. In fact, even if he wanted to favor Barcelona, he would not have any chance. Because it was too outrageous. For such a penalty, UEFA will revoke his referee certificate. Rubbish referee. You are favoring a thug. Messi was still indignant. He put pressure on the referee angrily. Finally, he blurted out. Here you too. The next second, the referee gave him a yellow card. It's a huge joke. Less than 10 minutes into the game, Dembele's first touch with the ball, dribbling through, actually strained his thigh at the moment of acceleration. It's like watching a comedy movie. Barcelona can only be forced to make substitutions. More than €100 million in transfer fee. 3 months of recovery, 10 minutes of battery life. I thought it was going to be a fierce battle, but I didn't expect it to end with Dembele's clown-like end. He used his injury to make us a huge joke. Barcelona players are very dissatisfied. They actually put pressure on the referee to say Chenmo fouled. It's ridiculous. The referee is very observant. He gave Barcelona players 3 yellow cards. From the replay, the distance between the two is at least 2 meters, and there is no foul at all. Zhang Jun and Huang Jianxiong were both amused and confused. It seems Messi is very unhappy. He was the first to rush towards Chenmo just now, and he was very angry. It seems that Messi has been targeting Chenmo since the pre-match press conference. Have these two ever had any feud? Huang Jianxiong asked in confusion. Zhang Jun shook his head, probably not. There is no such rumor. It's just that judging from Messi's performance, he and Chenmo seem to have some unknown contradictions. Otherwise, there is no explanation for why Messi is targeting Chenmo so much. F***K. I'm dying of laughter. What a clown. He got himself injured after dribbling past the opponent. Barcelona is such a sucker. More than €100 million to buy a player, but he is not as useful as a power bank. I really don't know what the Barcelona executives are feeling now. My husband was so cute when he was confused just now. I really like him. Little b******************** D. That's my husband. It's a pity that Messi targets Chenmo. Messi has always been stingy. I watched the training video. Chenmo defended Messi so well, probably because he has a fragile heart. I watched that video too. I feel like if Dembele hadn't broken through the defense first, Messi might have taken action. Messi has always been narrow-minded. He can't see anyone stronger than himself. I guess Chenmo was terminated by Barcelona, maybe because of Messi's pressure on the management. If I can't break through you on the court, then I'll kill you and destroy you off the court. Messi is a good man. Episode 39. If you don't give it back, I'll take it back. Tomahawk missile launch. You need to calm down. Iniesta ran to Messi. Messi's condition was not right. Since he knew Messi, he had never seen Messi in such a state. He actually maliciously targeted a certain person. He even quarreled with the referee. The most important person he targeted was a young player from La Masia. Messi also came from La Masia. He has a lot of feelings for La Masia and takes good care of the young players in La Masia. For example, Puig, the young player who was transferred to the first team with Chenmo. Messi is very concerned. He even personally imparts experience on weekdays. But Chenmo is the opposite. This makes Iniesta a little confused. To be honest, Iniesta is a little unhappy. From the beginning, when the club sacrificed Chenmo in order to keep Dembele, he has always disagreed. He even came forward to find the top management many times. Now that Chenmo has performed so well, he still feels the same in his heart that the children of La Masia can go home. But Messi is so targeted. but it will affect Chenmo's journey home. I will be more terrible if I am angry. Messi replied expressionlessly. He stared at Chen Mo with a stern and cold look. I just don't like him. I even hate him very much. There is the anger from the previous training. There is the anger of being completely defended. There is also a part of the reason Chen Mo has half-dragon country blood. The most important thing is Chen Mo's easy defense against him before. He still remembers Chen Mo's calm look at the time, which was like a provocation. You. Iniesta also became serious. But Busquets, who ran over, did not give him a chance to continue. Captain. Let's start the game first. Win this game first. The situation is very unfavorable to us. Iniesta sighed. He understands. If you want to say who doesn't want Chen Mo to come back the most, it's probably Busquets. He's old. Like me, the club wants to find a young replacement quickly. It doesn't matter that I'm already at the end of my career. But Busquets is only 30 years old. He doesn't want to give up his position. Just like Peak suppressing the young defender. They don't want to give up their position, let alone leave the club, let alone give up the sky-high salary. Iniesta thinks this is not a good thing. Messi stared at Chen Mo at the same time. Chen Mo also stared at Messi with dangerous eyes. The two of them had a fierce collision of eyes invisibly. They saw a strong desire to fight in each other's eyes. Especially Chen Mo. Even a clay man has a little temper. Not to mention Chen Mo. He didn't sin against Messi. But the other party actually targeted him so much. Is it because he doesn't like Longwa? Grandma. In his previous life, he saw Yoshi's face because of the Hong Kong Island incident. He didn't have a good impression at all. Now he comes again. Then settle the new and old accounts together. Also to seek justice for the dragon people who were fooled in Hong Kong Island in the previous life. Alexander. Go up and down the wing more often. Be my wingman. No problem. Arnold agreed immediately. He could see that Chen Mo was very angry, and he also understood that once Chen Mo was angry, he would use goals to speak. He would even break everyone's defense. Henderson, Wijnaldum, help me fill in the position later. He spoke to the two again. The two of them made okay gestures. Klopp's tactical planning. When the three are on the field at the same time, there is no fixed defensive midfielder, and they can change positions at will. Chen Mo can play the role of a free midfielder. The two need to change according to Chen Mo's changes. When Chen Mo is engaged in the attack and plays as a front midfielder, the two of them will help fill in the position and play as a defensive midfielder. If Chen Mo returns to the defensive midfielder position, the two will divide the work. In short, Chen Mo is a free midfielder. Main, Sulla, retreat more, I want to cooperate with you too. Chen Mo greeted Main and Sulla again. Especially Sulla. They both agreed. Sulla was even more excited. He had a very good relationship with Chen Mo, and he also understood Chen Mo's temper during this time. An angry Chen Mo was extremely scary. He would use assists, goals, and steals to make his opponents autistic. As a winger, he had a chance to get Chen Mo's assists. Beep. Stabilize the situation. The referee blew the whistle again. Just because Dembele was injured. So the ball was kicked out of bounds by Chen Mo. Speaking of which, Chen Mo is still very good. First of all, the injured are the most important. In fact, he could wait for Barcelona to kick the ball out of bounds. Alba threw the ball out of bounds. According to normal court etiquette. Although they are opponents. But they should still return the courtesy. After all, it was Barcelona players who were injured, so Liverpool kicked the ball out of bounds. Barcelona should throw the ball back to Liverpool to show respect. Arnold was indeed ready to catch the ball. But who knows? Barcelona didn't care at all. Alba threw the ball and threw it directly to Rakitic. Rakitic quickly passed it forward. Wanted to start the attack directly and catch Liverpool off guard. In fact, Liverpool was indeed caught off guard. Arnold didn't expect it at all. He reacted when Rakitic passed the ball. He was immediately furious. Do you know how to be polite? Where's your face? He cursed. He wanted to rush up to argue. The other Liverpool players also quickly returned to defense. Chen Mo yelled at Arnold, steady. He quickly rushed to the football. Rakitic passed the ball to Suarez in the front court. Suarez didn't stop the ball and directly passed it to Messi. This was also what Messi meant. He took the initiative to reach out for the ball. But the next second, Chenmo suddenly rushed up. He appeared accurately on the passing route and easily completed the interception and steal. Impolite? Don't give the ball back? Then I'll take it back. Charge! Chenmo yelled. Arnold quickly rushed forward and acted as a wingman for Chenmo. As expected, Alba, who was originally planning to rush up and press Chenmo, was startled by Arnold and hurriedly followed. The man was taken away by Arnold. Only Rakitic rushed up. Messi rushed up from behind Chenmo for the first time and joined the defense. But Chenmo didn't give him any chance at all. He didn't give Rakitic the chance to rush up and steal the ball. He made a confusing pass with the outside of his foot. Rakitic mistakenly thought he passed the ball to Arnold. But in fact, Sulla, Firmino, and Main all ran back to respond. Chenmo made a soul-stirring pass with the outside of his foot. The football passed Rakitic. It accurately found Firmino. Firmino resisted Busquets and passed the ball to Main without stopping. Sulla immediately stopped retreating and quickly advanced to the Barcelona backcourt. Barcelona's back line retreated even faster. Chenmo, who passed the ball, also passed Rakitic and quickly rushed to the front of the middle. Henderson saw it clearly. He knew Rakitic was going to interfere with Chenmo. Rush forward quickly. Move forward from the side and back of Rakitic. Rakitic was attracted by Henderson and hurriedly chased after him. Wanted to stop him from connecting with Sulla. However, after Sulla got the ball, he quickly started to pass the opponent and cut inside. Pique was so scared that he dared not neglect it and always followed Sulla. There were slight movements in his hands, constantly interfering with Sulla. The Barcelona penalty area was even more panic. Busquets, Umtiti, Alba, and Roberto, who retreated to the penalty area, kept changing positions. Firmino also rushed directly into the penalty area, pulling with Barcelona's back line. Suddenly, Sulla raised his foot to shoot. Pique was so scared that he braked suddenly. His feet slipped and he fell to the ground without standing firmly. The penalty area was in chaos. Umtiti rushed up to fill the position and wanted to block Sulla's shot with his body. But Sulla's shot was just a feint. He stepped forward. He pulled the ball and turned on the spot. The continuous action was completed in less than 5 seconds. He gently pushed the ball to Chenmo, who rushed to the middle. Paulinho sensed the danger. He ran towards the football. He fell to the ground and tackled the football without hesitation. But he was even more excited. System uses the skill card Tomahawk missile. Skill card Tomahawk missile was used successfully, with a 99% goal rate. The voice of the system came to mind. Chenmo had already raised his leg, and the moment the voice sounded, he shot the football with great force. Episode 40. Conquering Camp Nou. Messi blows the horn of counterattack. Liverpool is in danger. Bang. A muffled sound. The football was almost deformed by the huge force. It flew away at a very fast speed. Camp Nou seemed to have been paused for a moment, and it became quiet in an instant. Everyone looked at the football nervously. The moment the football was pulled out, Paulinho slid past Chenmo. He stared at the goal. The football went forward like a cannonball and penetrated Barcelona's defense. The reason for the huge force. The football did not rotate at all. In the eyes of Barcelona goalkeeper Ter Stegen in front of the goal, the football seemed to be smashed straight at him, and fell at a very fast speed. It flew straight to the upper right corner of the goal. The ball was so fast. Ter Stegen had no time to adjust his pace. He could only pounce at the fastest speed. He stretched his arms as far as possible and opened his hands. But he was still a step late. He failed to intercept the football. Completely missed. Not even a hair touched. With a bang, the football rubbed against the crossbar, making a loud friction sound. But it also changed its direction. It fell rapidly, hit the grass on the goal line hard, and bounced up quickly. Finally, it bounced into the goal and hit the net hard. Continuous cooperation. Sulla pretended to turn and fooled Pique. Dunk and turn, pass. Chenmo. A burst shot. Paulinho failed to complete the interference. Ter Stegen flew. The ball hit the crossbar and bounced. The ball went in. 1 o'clock. Chenmo helped Liverpool open the scoring and took the lead. Jean Jun screamed excitedly. Huang Jianxiang was amazed. This ball is so beautiful. A great world wave. From the replay, we can see that the football did not rotate at all, and it fell with great force and speed. It was like a battle axe chopped down from above. It split the goal open. Unlike the elevator ball, it is lower in height, more powerful, and falls more violently. It is also more powerful and faster. Beautiful. Really beautiful. Awesome. The battle axe is really appropriate. Ha ha ha. Chenmo is awesome. You are awesome, aren't you? You have to kneel down after an axe chopped down. My husband looks so thin, but I didn't expect him to be so strong. I don't know if I can bear it at night. My husband has always been strong. Anyway, every night I can't stand it and beg for mercy. So handsome. So strong. I like it so much. It doesn't matter if you are strong. Don't be polite to me. Jing. That's right. It was silence. The entire Camp Nou was silent. When the broadcast camera was aimed at the fans, some fans were still stunned. They looked at the field with their mouths open in disbelief. A whirled wave from 30 meters away. A powerful shot. It was enough to surprise them. But just a few seconds later. Boom. The Liverpool fans who followed the team to watch the away game roared excitedly. They broke the silence of the Camp Nou. Mo. Super Mo. Mo the Almighty. Mo. 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 Less than 20,000 Liverpool fans roared with nearly 50,000 people. They waved the flags representing Liverpool in their hands frantically. They roared Chen Mo's name with red faces. Klopp in the coaching booth. At the moment of the goal, he ran out of the coaching booth, slid on his knees on the sidelines, and waved his arms wildly. He was obviously very excited about Chen Mo's goal. The Barcelona coaching booth was silent. Valverde pursed his lips and looked helpless, dragging his chin with his hand, his heart full of regret. If he had tried his best at the beginning. He didn't care so much about his position as a coach, and he had to go head-to-head with the Barcelona executives to save Chen Mo. Will he be the one who slides on his knees and cheers now? He doesn't blame Ter Stegen. He doesn't blame the players on the field. They didn't make any mistakes. Chen Mo played this ball completely unreasonably. They did their best. The Liverpool players cooperated so well. They were in sync. Mo. That's awesome. Great. I knew you could do it. You scared me just now. I thought a plane flew over my head. The ball was so powerful, it would definitely give me a concussion if it hit my head. Congratulations. Mo. How was it? Was my pass good? You owe me an assist. And me. I, the wingman, also made a great contribution. The Liverpool players ran to Chen Mo and started to celebrate. But Chen Mo also looked calm. He refused his teammates' celebration, but instead pressed his hands and made an apologetic gesture to the Barcelona fans at Camp Nou. It was his responsibility to score the goal. This is what a professional player should do. But not celebrating is a respect for the fans of his former club. Never mind Messi and Dembele, or the Barcelona executives, he was only targeting the Barcelona fans. If the fans were excluded, Chenmo guaranteed that he would celebrate in a crazy and provocative way. Chenmo refused to celebrate. This is respect for the old club. Loyalty. Even though he has never played a game for the Barcelona first team at Camp Nou, he is a La Masia youth training and grew up from the Barcelona echelon. He still has feelings for the Barcelona club. Loyalty. Only by keeping the original intention in mind can you succeed. Chen Mo has the style of a great general. Zhang Jun and Huang Jianxiang not only praised him. Wow. Liverpool players ran back to their own half. But suddenly there was sporadic applause from the stands of Camp Nou, followed by a round of applause. Barcelona fans gave their applause to Chen Mo. There was also a roar of support. Mo. Welcome home. Camp Nou will always be your home. Some fans shouted. Chen Mo remained calm and returned to his position amid applause. He looked at the Barcelona players opposite with a calm look. Some were dejected. Some were relieved. Some people were very unconvinced. In the end, some people were so angry that they looked like they were going to kill someone. Applause broke out at Camp Nou. This is not easy. No opponent player has ever received applause at Camp Nou in history. As a Liverpool player, Chen Mo has won the respect of Camp Nou. He conquered Camp Nou with a goal. The game continues. Barcelona has the ball. Barcelona, who were one goal behind, were a little anxious. They started a fierce attack. Suarez charged with the ball. Chen Mo, who returned to the defensive midfielder position, successfully blocked Suarez's attack route with his body. Suarez did not force a breakthrough. Chen Mo didn't rush to the ball. He let Suarez pass back in front of him. Busquets received the return pass. Liverpool's entire team retreated and started pressing. Messi retreated to receive the ball and reached out for it. Received the ball. Messi dribbled past. Firmino was dribbled past by Messi and accelerated to the side. Henderson rushed forward to press. Messi passed him with an insulting crotch pass. Messi blew the horn for a counterattack. Arnold came forward. 2 consecutive changes of direction. Messi dunked the ball. He knocked his heel. Rainbow pass. In a humiliating way, he passed Arnold with a rainbow pass. He started to cut inside. Liverpool is in danger.